Greetings, everyone. It's Tanya Love, and thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that we will get some callers in today because today's topic, we're going to really be getting into the importance of healthy relationships and healthy boundary setting, in particular for cultivating healthy relationships. And those of you that have tuned in with me before, you know that I'm big on empowerment and self-love. And so, really, this shift is happening on this planet right now in consciousness to help us because we've been calling out for this assistance. Like we as humans have had to suffer, we've had to walk through the darkness, we've had to stress, we've had to get our butts kicked basically, and we've had a lot of emotional growth because of it and a lot of spiritual growth, and all of us have called to us what we really needed to prepare us for where we are going. And so for one thing, it's important that you tune in and realize that wherever you are right now is perfect. It's where you're meant to be. It's the perfect moment that has been given to you to help you and assist you into growing and to stepping into your power. And if you're hurting right now and you're suffering in some way, that suffering is there to crack you open. It's there to push you back into alignment. So if you can look at that as a gift instead of as a curse or a punishment, if you can see it as something that you as a soul called to you for growth, as an opportunity to grow and evolve, instead of seeing it as you're being punished by some external being or a God or something out there is angry and out to get you, if we can shift that and come into the awareness of the fact that we are vibrationally emitting signals every moment of the day, and we are calling to us what we desire, like rockets of desire, just shooting out. We're letting the universe know what we want and what we wish for. And with relationships, we're doing the same thing. And so I really invite you to call in because that will help me to really focus on what it is you all as viewers are ready to understand that's really directly affecting you. So please be brave and call in, or if you want to just write in, Amnon, my behind the scenes angel, will let me know if I have any questions. So please call in or write in with your questions. Call in with your testimonials, call in with your awareness, with what you're learning right now, what you have been going through personally, and how that growth or how those experiences are helping you with your growth, with your spiritual growth. So I give you some space to do that because I would love to be able to answer questions directly. But I'll just begin with, I feel all relationships, Source has taught me the most important part of any relationship that we will have with another begins with the relationship we have with ourself. So those of you that are seeking love externally and are seeking someone outside of yourself to validate you or tell you you're enough in some way, to tell you you're beautiful or you're valuable, you will have tests that will come to you because the goal of this whole process is to help you to see that you are enough now. So if there's, for example, woundedness in you, and in your childhood you suffered from, the way you saw the world as that child saw it as abandonment or as rejection or as if you weren't good enough, then in your adult life now, you may be struggling with situations and energetic patterns where abandonment and rejection are coming around in circles for you. You have this relationship, you get abandoned, or you abandon that person so that you won't be, and you start to see this energetic pattern. So the first step in a healthy relationship, if we want to have healthy relationships with each other, is to really do our work. We have to do our soul work. And that's why I am on this planet, to help souls that are ready to do their work. So with soul coaching and with auric clearings that I do in person or remotely, that is the intention, is to help that soul to see and recognize the energetic patterns, to pull them to the surface, to clear them away so that they can actually come into alignment and actually enjoy their life and step into their power. So that is your first step. And if any of you are thinking that everyone around you needs to change because your life's not happy and everybody else has to do something to make you happy, then this show may not really make you happy because I'm going to challenge you because really the only person in charge of your happiness is yourself. The only person in charge of how you interpret and feel and react to anything that happens to you is yourself. So others may come along to challenge you. Maybe they withhold love from you, they lie to you, they betray you. These are things that you've called in as a soul to test you, to help you wake up, to help you discern energy, to help you realize your own worth. So, for example, say right now you're going through a relationship issue and your beloved, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, lied to you about something and really hurt you. And they don't really act like they're that, sad about it. They're just kind of like, get over it. You're just a baby. You're really sensitive. It's your issue. And they're really not showing respect. And it's not so much about what they're doing, but it's how you're interpreting it that will determine your own growth in this opportunity. If you're seeing the situation as the fact that you really don't deserve love and you're not good enough, then you're going to go unconscious and you're going to create future energy in the now. You're going to start creating your reaction that will create more unconsciousness. For those of you that are realizing that you are worthy and you are enough and that this person is here pushing on you and you see, you know what? I think I deserve better than this and I don't deserve this. So you start to evolve and you desire to go in new directions. You are opening yourself up to receive in new ways. This is also an opportunity that we have. So we can either go unconscious and stay in that pattern and blame others, or we can come into conscious awareness and we wake up and we step into our power, which means that sometimes we move away from situations or people or jobs. And it's beautiful because it's time for you to evolve. So it's really important that we learn to feel that energy as it comes in and to see the awareness that's needed for every moment, every opportunity. Because if we are operating in unconscious energy, we often will just continue to create that. And I observe clients and humans in the world all the time that when a situation comes that's stressful for them, they teach me so much about their consciousness and their awareness by how they react to those situations. And I don't judge them and think, bad about the ones who go unconscious, but it's just really interesting to observe. And I love observing. That's one of the ways I learn. It's one of the ways that Spirit shows me things so that I can then come and share them with you. So when I observe humans that are really suffering and they're lashing out and they take that situation internal and they just destroy themselves, they start isolating themselves from others, they say negative things, and even if they're not saying them out loud, I can feel them thinking them internally. I can feel where they're at vibrationally. And so they go into a depression. This energy becomes very heavy for them, and they start to separate and to go into this like reclusive place, which can be beautiful if you go there and you get still and quiet and you listen and you tune into the parts in yourself that are needing to be cleared. Because whenever someone comes and triggers us and they kind of stab us in our wounds, we don't need to go and hide and retreat and build a huge fortress to protect ourselves from that. What we really need to do is tune into the fact that that wound is there, and where did this wound come from? What is it that I'm needing to forgive or release that's inside of me that is continuing to create this situation, continuing to attract these people and these situations to me that constantly tell me I'm not enough, constantly reassure me that I am not worthy or that I am not lovable. And we have these situations come in to help us. So, first thing I would like to say is from Source, from your angels, you are not being punished, you are loved. All of you as humans judge yourself so much harsher than you could imagine, and Source and your angels are not judging you. It is you that are judging yourselves the hardest. So the first step is for you to really be gentle with yourselves, for you to really be aware of your inner dialogue and what you're saying out loud. Like the words you're saying, if they are not matching what you are wanting to embody and what you're wanting to create, then don't speak them. we should really learn to pause before we speak, because a lot of times we as humans just spurt things out, splatter, the words out without thinking about it. And we're really powerful in our creations by what we're saying and what we're thinking. So, first step is self-love. I'm going to get a little bit into relationships as far as family relationships because Source has been sharing with me that many of you, it is time for you to evolve, and the way you're looking at relationships is coming from a very misaligned structure, and this structure is its time has come. It's collapsing, and it's not we're not meant to continue enabling the misalignment. And so for some of you, say, mothers and daughters, that's a good topic because I know a lot of mothers and daughters, go through these situations where they can feel very close and then they can feel very distant and they're hurting because of things they didn't get or shame, that they feel that they should have done something better. And then the daughter kind of feels that and takes advantage. Or maybe the daughter is very loving and the mother, can't handle her challenging her when she's out of alignment. These are situations where we need to really do our healing work for ourselves and we need to start to listen more. When we're communicating with a mother or a child, a father, a friend, when that person's speaking, it would serve us so much to really open ourselves to just be present and just listen. To really listen with the intention of understanding what they are saying to us, and to really open ourselves empathically to feel that empathy for what they're going through and what they are trying to communicate to us. What happens is a lot of humans, they listen and they just are waiting to react. They're just waiting to have their chance to talk and they're hearing nothing. And this has caused so much frustration on this planet, like starting from the smallest intimate relationships of like mother-daughter to husband-wife, families, community, global planetary chaos and tension. So it's really important that we start to listen more and that we really listen because we want to understand. And one of the things that we need to do is to clear our past energy, to clear our own woundedness, because what I've observed is when someone's having an issue with another person, for example, say you are in a new relationship and you really love this man that you're with, but this man's family has like all this energy of past and they've got their own experiences of what they've gone through. And you come in and there's a lot of judgment towards how you are, and they're not really embodying and embracing you for who you are. They're still kind of clinging to like the ex-wife. They're still kind of clinging to the past of what they're used to. So in these situations, when you're trying to just be who you are, what's happening is these people will come in and they're actually reacting to things from their own past pain. So if you're a new woman in a relationship and you have this mother-in-law that was the original mother in her relationship, and then she had to deal with a future wife that came into the relationship. So what happens is that this person's situation, they're going to really be looking at it from their own pain, their own woundedness. So everything that happens, there's going to be this projection of what you should do based on what they didn't get to do or what they had to do. And I hope you guys are understanding what I'm coming from with this, but I'm just kind of trying to bring in situations that we often, when there's something going on, with another and we feel very panicky and urgently need to like manipulate and get involved or push our opinions in there, we will do that because of our own woundedness. There's some part of us that feels like we can relate and have compassion to the woundedness of this person. So we're going to take a side. We're like, oh, that's the side I'm going to take because I understand. That's how I got treated. Whereas on this side, maybe we don't relate as much. So we're just like, I'm just not going to go over there. But it's really important that we start to look at this situation as not really just an opportunity to control and manipulate other people, but to really look at ourself, to really look at that part in ourself that feels that we need to control and manipulate other people, because that will never cultivate healthy relationships. It really keeps us from being present at all. One of the most important things for having a healthy relationship is presence and connection. And so we live in this time where there's so much technology, and that technology can be very beautiful because I'm right here on the screen, I'm talking to you. That's amazing. And this is a powerful, positive aspect of technology. But at the same time, we have a time where we have children that are being raised with cell phones age 2, and they're playing video games all the time. They're on the TV, they're, looking at their phones. You see families there I remember going to Disneyland with my beloved and our daughter, and we're on the bus and we're snuggling and we're just like, oh, this is so fun to be at Disneyland. We're having a great day and just connecting with each other. And then we look over and there's this whole family sitting across from us, and every one of them are on their cell phones, just looking at their phones. And I was just like, wow. Occasionally, get on your phone, you're going to send an email or whatever. I get it. But it's something that we need to really watch the balance of, because so many of us are so in need of a distraction that we don't see things that are happening around us. We aren't realizing that that person right there would love to connect with us because we're tuning into this electronic.
Tanya,
And so, yeah, go ahead.
um, stop your video and start it again. Something happens there. So just
Uh-oh. Okay.
under your image there, click the camera,
Okay.
and
And then
now
just turn it on.
click it back. Yeah.
Okay. Is that better?
Wait, let's see if it comes back. It's taking its sweet time.
Come on, angels. Help us heal the technology, what I was just talking about.
Stop it again.
Okay.
Let's wait a couple of seconds. Maybe it needs a break.
Yeah.
And start again.
Okay. How's that?
Nothing yet. Something happened to Skype over there.
On my side?
Between us somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still connected to the other connection and it's fine. And I hear you, so.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Come
So is
on.
video working anywhere?
No. I mean,
Okay.
people are seeing the going around and round and round. Maybe I'll give them. Everybody just hang on.
Well, does anybody have a question? If you do, this would be a good time to call in or write in, and that way I can just answer while Amnon tries to figure out the video. So any questions coming in?
Yeah, Amnon wishes he can figure out the video.
It's okay. Let me try it again.
It is not coming back.
So how about, is it something if
you
I just...
may need to completely restart Skype, but let's try it one more time, yeah?
Yep.
And come on. Come on. No.
So do you want me to just get off Skype and then get back on?
Yeah, go ahead and right click on Skype on the bottom right and quit.
Okay.
And then wait about 10 seconds and start Skype again.
Let's see, how do I quit it? I'm trying to see where to quit.
Do you see the Skype icon on the bottom right?
On the left, I do.
No. There should be on the right next to the clock.
Well, let me just get out of here. So just hang up basically and then call back?
Yeah.
Okay. So people just hang out with us for a few minutes. Think of questions and calls back. Okay.
Yep, she'll be back. It won't take long. And okay, go ahead and
Oops, let me
start your
get the video.
video.
All right, let's try this again. You're in it.
What in the world?
Is it working?
Nope.
Hmm. Well, that's okay.
No, it's
Do you
not
want
okay.
me do you want me to keep talking or what do you want me to do?
Um, let's give it. Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. I'm showing the opening, the background. Maybe it'll just pop in. Go ahead.
And can people still hear
Oh
me?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep going and then if you can try to figure it out, then awesome. And if not, it is what it is.
It
This is
is
our
what it
lesson.
is. Yep.
It is what it is. Okay. So basically, back to what we were discussing with healthy relationships, it's really important that we do our own work because if we don't do the work that we need to be in our own healthy alignment, it's really going to be tricky for us to care about another, to listen to another, to really have empathy for another. Because what happens is when we haven't done our own healing work, we're always kind of looking at the world like, what about me? And they need to understand this about me, my suffering, my pain. And it's really difficult to connect with someone when that's happening because you're not really tuning into the other. You're just totally self-absorbed in your own woundedness, and
And
then you
there
project that on
and there you
others.
are. Okay.
Yay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yay, hi guys. Okay. So so basically, I would say, and I've said it many times, your most important focal point is self-love, is healing of self. That is the most important focus for each of you. I don't care what you're doing, what your job is, how much money you have, how poor you are, how old you are, doesn't matter. The most important focus for you is your own self-love and your own healing. When you do that work, it is going to not only benefit your own life, but it is going to benefit everyone's life that you touch. Everybody that is a friend, a family member, a coworker will be blessed by your alignment because you're shining, you're taking up that space and putting out this high vibrational frequency of love. And that is what the world is needing. And that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to embody. So, if you can just get past looking at what everyone else should be doing, what everyone else needs to do, what they need to change, this can be very tricky in the beginning because we're so conditioned to do that. We're so conditioned to look at what's wrong with everyone else. But I assure you that when you focus on self, on what can I do? How can I be a change? How can I shift this inside of myself? Or what's going on inside of me right now? Like if I'm feeling frustration, that's about me. If someone just did something to try to hurt me, I hurt me by choosing to go along with that. If they did something to cause harm and I just call them on it and say, I see what you're doing and this is something that you might want to address for healthy future relationships, and if not, that's okay. And then I move along and I still love myself, that can be very powerful because someone else's actions don't have to be poison to me and take me down. So it's really important that we each see that. With our relationships with our children, Source is really nudging urgently for us to pay attention to our own healing because you, as parents and teachers, are the most powerful role models in those children's lives. And so, if you haven't done your work and you're not healing, you're not whole and healed and feeling worthy and feeling loved and appreciated and enough, then you are projecting that misalignment on your children. Even if you don't think you are, unconsciously you are. Some of you are consciously doing it. And it is really not benefiting anyone because when we take the accountability to heal ourselves and to come into our power and our alignment, then we will be amazing role models and leaders for our children to look up to, true role models that live with alignment, integrity, passion, and purpose. This is what is needed at this time. There are children on this planet counting on us to figure this out. And our own inner child, the wounded inner child, is what we need to address and heal so that we can come into our power fully and then we can really inspire our children. And that's so important for future generations. Each generational issue that we observe, when it's been unconscious and no one would deal with it, no one would do any of the work that was needed to heal it, and everyone just said, oh, it's just the way it is, that's where it just takes forever for things to evolve under those conditions. So when we bring in awareness and we shine the light on a situation, we can have swift healing and shifts that happen quickly, and that can prevent an entire new generation of suffering. So when you look at it that way, look at how important and how powerful your alignment and healing really is. And look at the sense of responsibility that you have for future generations that you're affecting if you don't do your work, if you continue to walk around like a martyr, if you continue to be a mother that tolerates disrespect, if you continue to be a woman who allows others to degrade her for being a woman and you say nothing and do nothing, if you continue to be a man that observes misalignment at work and observes people without integrity and you say nothing, these are things that they're little and subtle moments of the day that are powerful in our bigger picture. So when these moments of opportunity come, it is important that we step in and we embody our power and we speak. We speak with our truth. We stand in our power and we stand our ground. That is going to help these children to have something to look to for their own inspiration, for their own alignment. It's really important that you, as parents, stop catering to your children when they're out of alignment. Many of you do this because you're frustrated. You do this because you worry about what other people think. And you do it because it's what you probably did to your parents. And so you just think that it's okay. And it's really important that we stop this. For example, if you have a child and she's throwing a tantrum and she wants something, and you're at the store and you just, she's embarrassing you, you're like, hey, be quiet, maybe I'll get it for you later, and but not today. And then they keep throwing a tantrum, and then you're like, okay, fine, just get it. I've seen this so many times in stores, and I've seen it so many times at family gatherings where children are just out of alignment. I've seen it with young children to teenagers that are just completely out of alignment, disrespect their parents, talking down to them, demanding things, and then the parents are like, okay, okay, honey. The important thing is that we start to see this because it's not going to change anything on this planet if we continue to operate from this misalignment. And the most important thing your children need from you is consistency and integrity and a challenge. They need that challenge. It's, they're not going to grow and evolve and learn to respect you if you never challenge them. They are not going to grow to really respect you if you never encourage them in the healthy direction. So it's important that we see our role in that and the importance of that role and the amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? I just lost my words. But anyways, we really need to pay attention to how important that is that we are living in alignment because these children are counting on us and we have so many sensitive, aware souls, children that came to this planet. They did not come here to conform. They did not come here to follow blindly. And our generation, or at least I can speak for my own generation, there was many that we were pushing on that and challenging that, and we're here to kind of assist and lead a shift to pave the way for this future generation. And it's important that we have the courage to move with integrity and with power, because if we're not doing that, they have nothing to look to. And these children are intelligent. They aren't going to just follow blindly. And you're going to have a lot of drama with these kids if you don't teach them alignment. So it's really important. Like laws of attraction are in effect all the time. And if your child is in alignment and they want something, you let them know they can have anything they want and desire. Teach them that. Teach them the laws of attraction. Teach them to keep their focus on what they love and to trust that it's on the way. And when you have a heartfelt desire to give, give to them and give freely and generously. But if there is misalignment there and there's manipulation and they're trying to push you into giving to them, anyone, whether it's a child or a coworker, a friend, doesn't matter. When it's that energy, it's important that we do not give in that situation and that we explain why with love, that we lovingly and compassionately explain ourselves of why we cannot give in that situation when there is misalignment. Our children need to understand this. It's really important for them, and it will teach them to walk with power. It will teach them to create lives that they love and can be proud of, and to realize how powerful of creators they are. So, that's something I just would love to encourage in each of you as parents and as teachers, is that you would really tune in and feel alignment and stop catering to misalignment. When we are creating another generation of controllers. Controller energies, manipulative energies cannot exist without our enabling. So we really need to stop doing that. And that's a lot about healing things in ourselves. If we feel we're not good enough, then we're going to think we have to do that to be good enough. If the mother feels like she's not a good mom, then, oh, well, I got to go do this so that my kid will love me because I'm not a good mom. And so I feel guilt and shame. So these are energies that are coming from fear. It's really important that our choices that we're making come from love and come from alignment. So, is there any questions, Amnon?
No, but I want you to stop and start your video again and keep
Oh my
going.
God. Okay, did it get stuck again? All right.
But keep going.
Yes, I love technology. Is that better?
Just keep going. It'll come back.
Okay, okay. Um, all right. So basically on the relationship situation again, it's really important that when we are cultivating relationships that we really are present with each other and that we can really allow each other to be who we are and really encourage that. And that's something that I've witnessed growing up, where when I was in situations where I didn't really feel that others loved me for who I was, they didn't really want to see me, they wanted me to be something for them. That's something that's really important that we all pay attention to in ourselves, that we are loving each other for who we are and that we're encouraging each other to grow in healthy directions, but that we're not trying to manipulate and control people and to make them basically little puppets of what we want them to be, because that's not going to really be a loving relationship for us or for them. It will end up being, overall, it'll end up feeling quite unsatisfactory, and lots of drama and chaos will come from that situation. So it's really important that we really love each other for who we are, and that we move with our power and that we take up space, that we claim our power and we give ourselves permission to shine. We give ourselves permission to be true to ourselves and have authenticity and to live with integrity. All of this is very important for our happiness and our well being. So, when it comes to relationships, I feel that ultimately, if we can just keep it really simple and focus on our own self love, staying in our own alignment, and really observing others rather than absorbing their stuff when they're hurting, it's okay if you're very empathic. I'm a very empathic being, and so sometimes I have to really, with my family, be very mindful that I don't go in and try to take on their stuff and like absorb it, because that can be very distracting and disrupting to my energy. But it's important that we share our love and that we do go connect. Sometimes the most important thing our child needs is for us just to lay next to them and let them know we love them when they're hurting, or to just be present with someone. You don't even have to speak sometimes. If there's someone grieving or they're moving through something, just be with them. But it's important that we really allow them to be who they are and we love them for that. And that we are mindful that we don't absorb their energy. Because if we're a mother that's very close to our children, we love our children and they're hurting, and we empathically go in and just absorb and try to take their stuff on, try to fix it for them, then we really are causing ourselves to feel suffering that's not necessary. And we're taking away an opportunity for that child to learn and grow, because they've attracted that situation as a soul to teach them and to help them evolve. So healthy boundaries are very important. And again, self love, it all comes down to that. It's quite simple. So I encourage each of you to really Look at how you're living your life. Look at what your relationships are like right now. Are they ideal? Are your relationships healthy? Are they balanced? Are they loving, respectful? Or do you feel like most of the people in your life disrespect you? Do you disrespect them? Do you feel like you're surrounded with a bunch of drama and gossip? And if so, what can you do to change that? Sometimes those situations will come to test us to grow in new directions, and that's something that we need to all be ready for. And I would say that's probably one thing that I sense with clients that I work with that is probably one of the more challenging and frightening things for them is when they realize that there's a situation that has come to them that's really pushing on them and it's causing them great suffering. And it's showing them that they may need to let that situation or that person go, or they may need to walk away from that job and go into the unknown. And that can be very frightening for our ego because it just wants to always know the plan and know what's going on. But for our soul, as we learn to trust and know that this universe is supporting us and loves us, and that everything that is falling away from us is something that's no longer serving us, then we can really start to move with passion and purpose and joy even through the things that seem like, some would call failures. We can learn to look at the hidden nugget of goodness there, the little miracle that is waiting for us through a door that's closing, because that means there's another door about to open. So it's important that we stay open and learn to go with the flow and really live in trust and live in faith. And again, self love. And right now, I feel that for myself, this past week, it's been pretty heavy energy, and I've just noticed a lot of really serious situations coming to me with clients, like people really struggling, like to where people have been saying they don't know if they want to live. And I've had several clients I've helped through that kind of intense energy. And I've just felt this heaviness, and it's been really important for myself to just rest a lot and go into meditation and, take salt baths and just kind of detox my aura after working with clients and just doing my breathing exercises, my pranayamic breathing and my yoga and things like that to keep myself in balance so that I can handle these situations as they come. So, for the healers and the mothers, the parents, moms, dads out there, I encourage you to really look into activities that will cultivate greater self love and care. Maybe, joining a yoga class or um, maybe just going for nature walks every day and eating more healthy, getting enough rest, taking time in the day to meditate and just be can be very powerful. And that's you showing others self love. A mother that's exhausted, that just keeps working, 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 and doing for others until she's totally empty, and then she's angry and she's frustrated, is just really teaching that she has no value or worth, and she's teaching her children that. So, a mother that can have the balance to say, okay, I'm done for the day, I've done what I could do, you guys need to leave me alone for a little while. I'm going to go meditate and I'm going to go rest, do my yoga. I'm going to go to a yoga class, and then I'll come back and handle life again. Is really teaching her family that she's valuable and that she is loved and that she should be respected because she's taking the time to do that for herself. So I really encourage each of you to look into your own self nurturing and your care and see if you've been doing that well lately. And it doesn't really matter if you've done it before, but it's, are you doing it now? Because everything comes down to this now moment. So, tuning in and making sure that you are taking care of yourself now. And if you need more rest, take it. If you need a break from everybody, take that break. Go on a nature hike or something. So it's very important that we listen to that.
Tanya,
Yeah.
Jonathan in the chat is saying, "You are awesome, Mrs. Love. Thank
Mhm.
you for sharing your wisdom. In a 15-year relationship, but my partner is making many unhealthy choices. I
Mm.
try and approach her as soft as possible to discuss my feeling, but we just end up fighting. I don't like arguing, but she needs to gear me. I think
Here.
gears me. what can I do different? I love her.
Okay. So that's an example of, and the things that she's doing unhealthy, it kind of comes down to like, what are you feeling is unhealthy and what are you willing or not willing to tolerate? Because that's something very individually, designed to a soul. But for example, if that person is doing things that are not respecting themselves and not respecting you as a partner, or they're doing things that could cause harm to your family, then it's really important that you actually challenge her and you let her know how much you love her and you talk to her. And I would encourage, go on a walk with her if you can, because sometimes when we're just on a nature walk, we can just process and let things move through us better than we're kind of feeling trapped or isolated at the kitchen counter and defensive. Our walls go up. So maybe going on a walk and just letting that person know how much you love them and how much you care. Really speak to her with your compassion rather than speak to her with your fear, because sometimes when we've let things build up, we will feel very tense and we'll kind of project this sense of tension and urgency on another. And all that does is really quickly triggers their pain body to wake up and gets them very defensive. So if you can really tune into her and talk to her from your vulnerability, talk to her from your care as a husband, how much you love her, how much you care for her, and how much you want her to choose healthy choices. And then listen to her, really listen to what she's feeling and going through and ask her what you can do to help her. And then you got to just pay attention to what she's going to show you moment by moment. She may want to work on this. She may want to get some help or, work with a counselor or come and see a healer like myself to get some or clearing work done to help her clear things. But you got to really tune in and listen to her of what she's willing to do. And then you need to make your choices based on what she's showing you, based on what you feel inside is healthiest for you. And I know for myself, I was in a relationship for 20 years that I was constantly encouraging my partner to, be more gentle, to be more loving, to be more respectful, to go to counseling. I mean, I was trying to get anything to happen, and it got to the point where I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy. There was nothing I was able to do to help this person grow into a direction that felt healthy to me. And so that's where that hard choice came, but it was a choice that I had to make where I left that relationship. And it was frightening. It was very frightening in the beginning, but I just trusted in my angels. I trusted the universe would support and take care of me. And I have been doing awesome ever since. And so that person maybe is happier now. I don't really know how he's doing at this point, but my point is you got to really make your choices for the health of your own soul. That's the self-love. So, tuning in and seeing where she's at, if she's willing to work with you, if she's willing to heal and to grow with you, awesome. Then you guys can get right on on the path together and you can start moving forward. But if she's not and she continues to do damaging things that continue to harm you, knowing that those are harmful and knowing how much that means to you, then she's showing you that she does not respect you. And that's where you need to realize you have to respect you. So that would be my advice for that, is just to tune into her and see where she's coming from and if she's willing to do the work, because it really comes down to that. I can't tell, like, I have so many people I meet and clients that come to me, and I'll help them when they're ready. I love helping. That is my passion because I can see so much amazing shifting in a soul after I've worked with them in soul coaching or in clearings. But if a soul's struggling and I say, if you would like a clearing, and I have sometimes, especially with family, I'll say, if you'd like a clearing, I'd be more than willing to help you. I can just sense the suffering and I would love to help you. And sometimes they come, but often they don't. And it's because they don't want to heal. They're not ready to heal. They, in a way, like the darkness. They really like the suffering. And if they didn't, then they would choose the health. So we have to really be mindful that we're not trying to save people and make them change for us. Because if they're not willing to, then that's something we need to see the truth. We need to open our eyes and really acknowledge what's being shown and then work on our own self and love ourself and grow and move forward. So I hope that helps you, Jonathan. And thank you so much for tuning in. Is there any other questions, Amnon?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to read. I drew a couple cards for you guys today, my divine guidance cards. I thought these were kind of cool because the main thing I feel, I'm very playful, but I feel like our main reason for being on this planet is to shine. Like we are here to shine and to show the world our authentic selves and to really take up space and to claim that space and to be ourselves 100%. And just if you're a singer, you're singing, and if you're a dancer, you're dancing. If you're an artist, you're painting. If you're a healer, you're healing, and you're inspiring others. And so it's really important that we feel what is our passion, what's our purpose. That's going to help keep us in a direction that really motivates us and keeps us happy. Because if we don't feel like we're really honoring that inner calling of our soul, that's when we start feeling heavy and lethargic and depressed because we're doubting ourselves, we're doubting our capabilities, and we are so magnificent and beautiful of creatures. We have so much infinite possibilities of what we can create and become. So it's really fun if we can just get into this space of becoming. Get into the space of enjoying that process of becoming rather than being attached to what we've been or who we are identifying ourselves as now. Just play and grow and become. Really enjoy that feeling. So I've got a couple cards. One of them is Illuminate, and it says, "You are a shining star. In truth, you were born to illuminate the world with your light. The time has come to get out of your own way and to allow yourself to be all of who you are meant to be. Remember, it is only the thoughts in your mind that hold you back, and it takes a lot more energy to hold yourself closed than it does to let yourself flow open." This card is asking you to allow yourself to take up space, to open yourself up, and to illuminate this world with your light. So I thought that one was pretty cool. Let me see if you can see the card. It's a cool, like, star. So that's one of them, and I drew another one. These are for anyone listening. I need a drink of water first, though. Okay, and then this one is called Empowerment. This card shows a gentle yet powerful opening and energy flow of the third chakra, the solar plexus, your power center. Through your own willingness to stand tall and be all of who and what you are meant to be, you naturally vibrate a dynamic energy that has a positive and empowering effect on others. Through your own acts of love and self kindness and self care, you have given yourself permission to shine a gentle and loving strength. This is exactly what the world needs right now. You are giving the gift of self empowerment to everyone you meet. So, those are the cards I drew, and I feel that is exactly how I live my life. I feel like every day I wake up saying, "Thank you for this day. Thank you for another chance to serve and assist and to play and to celebrate this gift of life." And I really love to have that opportunity to ignite passion in others and to illuminate my light in such a way that helps encourage them to shine, encourage them to look for the good. So it's really important that as we're on the self-love shift and we're working on our healing, that we are gentle with ourselves, that we are playful, and that we do our work, but look at it as play. Don't look at your growing as this hard, tedious thing. And even watch what you say. I challenge clients all the time. I'll hear them talk, "Oh, it's so hard and this is so hard and this is such a challenge." And we have to really watch what we're saying because our verbal expression is the first step of our creation. So we're thinking, we're speaking, then we're taking action and we're becoming. So if I'm saying something's hard all the time, then the universe has to show me it in that way. It's like, okay, she thinks everything's hard, so let's make sure it's very difficult for her because she needs it to be hard. And so if I start to change that script to everything in my life flows with ease and grace, everything is just magical and mysterious, and all that I need is given to me, and everything is working out for me in magical ways. If I start to affirm in that way, then life brings me experiences like that. And that's exactly how I live my life is I will say these things, and anyone that follows me on Facebook knows that. I'm always very positively focused and I'm always looking for the bigger energy that I can draw in into the third dimension. So one of the things that might help you if you all can see the simple part of laws of attraction is that everything that you're desiring is not in your reality yet. So we need to stop being so connected to our reality. We have to stop being so attached to this thing we call reality and saying, well, you know what, it's just not realistic. It's not the reality. Or you know what, you're not a dancer. It's not realistic. We have to really stop with the limitation. Our society loves to celebrate limitation. We love to talk about it. We love to look for what's wrong, talk about it. We love to research all the problems and talk about them. Look at all the problems and the symptoms of a sickness and then talk about it. And what we're doing is we're putting our focal point on this situation and we're like a magnet drawing situations in connected to where we're focusing. So if you guys can all change your script to speaking about how easy things are for you and how every day you're getting better at something rather than, oh, I suck at math. And that's for my daughter. Sorry, baby, but I had to represent that. But if I'm always saying I suck at something, then can't really expect to get any better because you're saying to life that you suck at it, that you're terrible at it, that it's hard. And so life has to continue to go along with that belief system. But if we can shift that to, I'm getting better and better every day, math is becoming more and more simple. I'm starting to figure this out. I'm being gentle with myself. Every day is getting easier. Then we will start to have that experience. So it's really important that we watch our own dialogue that we're putting out to the universe. It doesn't matter if you're sitting there watching this today and you have a dream of being a writer, and but you're talking about how, no one ever likes your writing, my writing sucks, but you want to be a writer, you are getting in your own way. And the only way you're going to become, which is what your soul's ready to call in, you are ready to become a writer, is by speaking in such a way that says you already are one. So I am an amazing writer. My writing is coming in easily every day. I am inspired everywhere I go. And then you start speaking this way, the inspiration starts coming in, you're writing like crazy. Voila, you're a writer. So it really works this way. So as we're healing and we're healing our relationships, we're getting into our groovy self love alignment. We need to really be mindful of what we're saying because so many of you out there, I hear you talking about the lack way too much. If you don't want the lack, you have to be the first one to see that and to stop that record. You got to scratch that record. You can make a little B-box out of it or whatever you want to do with it, make a rap, but you need to move that needle over here and start a new record of, does anyone even know what records are anymore? I'm just kidding. But you want to move it over here and really focus on the positive, focus on what you're ready to call in, because that is your infinite abundance land. That's where we're creating from. It's like a funnel. We're drawing all that stuff into this funnel down to the third dimension, and we're making it what we call reality. And we as humans really need to let go of our need to be attached to the limitations of this reality because we are able to create whatever we want. And so I encourage you this week to really be mindful of how loving you are being to yourself. Do your work rather than be distracted and try to go and save everybody else or tell everyone else how to live. Really do your work and heal and get whatever helpers you need to help you. If I feel like an aligned helper that you'd like to work with, call me. Don't procrastinate about that anymore. If you want to have a soul coaching session with me and just get to know me and start with one session, do that. If you want to go join a gym and start working out and show yourself you love yourself by exercising more, do it. Don't think about it anymore. Take action. Um, if you're wanting to be a writer, you start taking time to write every day. Just, give yourself 30 minutes. Set your alarm on your clock, on your phone, and write for 30 minutes. You can all take 30 minutes out of your day to do something that you love. If you want to paint, draw, plant a garden, whatever it is, start taking time to dedicate to things that you want to become. And this week, let's practice the art of becoming and really put our focus on what we want to step into, what we want to embody. And let's start looking out at the rest of the world as just souls that are on the same quest. They're here to figure it out too. They're here to figure out how to love themselves. They're here to figure out what they love, what they want to do, and give them the space to do that. Be there for them and inspire them and cheer them on. But if you can't be that person yet because you're not feeling good enough about yourself, then heal and do the work you need to heal yourself so that you can be a cheerleader for others one day. So it's really important if we want to have better relationships, we can't keep blaming it on anything else. It doesn't matter if you're 70 years old and you've never had anyone challenge you, and today you're hearing this, and you know that part of you knows that you need to change something, but another part of you is just stubbornly attached to your belief system and stubbornly attached to the fact that you've gotten away with it for so long. You need to be willing to drop that stubborn part of yourself if you want to evolve. And we're all evolving. It doesn't matter what our earth age is. Our spiritual energy, our soul is evolving constantly. So it's really important that we don't get attached to limitation of age or race or sex or anything else for that matter that keeps us from doing our healing work and keeps us from loving more. So I hope all of you this week can really open your eyes to see the truth of your life and to see the relationships and where there needs to be some healing. Call in your angels and thank them for assisting with healing, to assist you with healing, to clearing the lower vibrational energies that are kind of tripping you up or blocking your energetic flow. And call in the angels to assist those in your life that you love. If you know someone that you think that would benefit them to work with myself or another healer, encourage them to go see them, give them the information and encourage them. But really keep your alignment, keep focused on your self-love, do your work, live life with joy and healthy boundaries. Really watch that you're not enabling others, because that's something that we really need to shift away from. And let's all start living in our power and in our light and shining together and celebrate with the ones who are rising. Don't be jealous of them. Don't be negative. Really start to see someone that's rising as them in your world, mirroring that to you. They are there to show you what's possible. So don't become like a hater. Don't become a hater. Love them and celebrate their rise and watch how they're lifting you as you celebrate with them. You also become a part of that and you get to benefit from that rising. So let's stop with the jealousy and the harmful energies and let's start loving each other and start loving ourselves so that we can really show love to one another. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to, push people into joining groups and clubs and make them a certain way to make us happy. We're here to love each other, and we have so much to learn from our angels and our ascended masters. The higher conscious beings are here to teach us unconditional love, and that's what I am on this planet to help with as well, is how to love ourselves, how to love others unconditionally, but to also move with healthy boundaries. We can love unconditionally, but it doesn't mean we let others use us or take from us. So I hope that helps you this week. And if any of you have any questions, write in right now and I can check those after the show. And feel free to follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. I would love to request that you all go to my YouTube channel after this. It's under Tawnya Angel, and follow me on there because I will always upload the videos to there after the show, and that way if you ever miss one you can just go there. So if you can go follow me there and contact me if you'd like a private session of intuitive auric clearing or a soul coaching session, it would be my absolute honor to serve and assist you. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing day, and I wish you all an amazing week, and let's all move with awareness and presence. And thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.
Tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tawnya Love Show, Reawaken Your Brilliance with Julie Seibert, And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals. That VidBlasterGuy.com, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.